Welcome to Karen's ISO Book Show, where I give away free books. Today I'm dressed as feisty tween Carly Mills, time traveller from the book Emergency, Pioneer Girl series. I share exciting news. Today I interviewed the book creator, the acclaimed author, Jane Smith. Jane is multi-talented, that's it. She's a Queensland librarian, an author, an archivist, a freelance editor who loves researching and writing about history, fiction and non-fiction for children and adults. 3 of her children's books were shortlisted for major literary awards. I loved reading this book, Emergency. It's such an engaging, fun book with positive messages for girls. And it connects with the Australian curriculum too. Let's give Jane a very warm welcome.
Thank you. Hi, Karen. Thanks for having me.
Hi, Jane. How are you?
Great, thank you. You?
Jane, yeah, really good, thanks. Jane, can I ask you a few questions, please?
Please do.
Okay. Jane, what inspired you to write Carly Mills Emergency?
Well, the Carly Mills series came to me because I had written this other series, Tommy Bell Bushranger Boy, which features a little boy who goes back in time and has adventures with bushrangers. And Carly was a minor character in one of those books. And I just really liked her and thought it would be great for her to have a series of her own. And she's a really strong, no-nonsense sort of person. So I thought it made perfect sense for her to go back in time and have adventures with women who've changed the world for the better. So Emergency is the second book in the series, and it features Lillian Cooper.
Okay, well, tell us more about Lillian Cooper and the subject of your first book, A New World with Carolyn Chisholm.
That's right. Well, yeah, I'll do it in order. Carolyn Chisholm, A New World, it features Carolyn Chisholm, who was known as the emigrant's friend. She was an amazing woman. It was in a time of mass immigration to Australia. She could see that people were arriving, and especially young women were arriving unskilled and poor and destitute, and that unscrupulous employers were preying on these women and taking advantage of them. So she established a female immigrants home that where she would house them and train them, and she would find good jobs for them. So she was a brilliant humanitarian who really changed many people's lives for the better. So she was my first pick. And then Lillian Cooper from Emergency is another remarkable woman. She was Queensland's first female doctor, and she came to Australia from England and faced a lot of prejudice because of her gender, but she overcame it and ended up being being highly respected in her field. But she was just a really interesting person in so many ways. You know, she was also an early motorist in Queensland and a founding member of the RACQ.
Wow.
And even in her 50s, she volunteered to go and serve as a surgeon in the Middle East during the First World War with a Scottish hospital, because at that time the Australian Army wouldn't take women surgeons. They said that women would serve better by staying at home and knitting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I have to read that one too. I really enjoyed Emergency, your first book. Yeah. Okay, Jane, who is the intended audience? Is the series aimed at girls, or will it appeal to boys as well?
Well, it's aimed at primary school students from grade 3 and up. And I guess I thought initially probably girls would find it most interesting, but boys have been enjoying it as well. I've found on visits to local primary schools, they've been enjoying it and buying it. So that's fantastic. I was hoping that, yeah.
Well done. Okay. Now, in the Carly Mills Pioneer Girl series, Carly travels backwards and she also travels forwards in time. How does this format work to tell the stories?
Well, Carly has this magic shawl, which when she puts it on, it sends her back in time, just like yours. And So I find that by going backwards and forwards, we can have a comparison of her contemporary life with a parallel story going on in the past life. And that really helps to bring the story, the past, to life. And it brings to light the differences and the similarities between now and then, both in things like tangible things like clothes and transport and food, but also in attitudes.
Yes.
But it shows kids also where some things are different and some things are always the same, like friendships and human feelings and relationships.
I really love the time travel segments of your story. I think that was the most powerful parts, or the most enjoyable, and also the most enjoyable as well.
Yeah, it's quite fun highlighting the differences and things like washing machines, and there's just so many little differences that kids wouldn't necessarily know about.
That was you've done a very clever job doing that. It was excellent. Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, let me see. Why would children enjoy Carly Mills? What do you hope readers will take from reading this series?
Well, I think historical fiction is a great way of teaching kids about society without it appearing that they're being taught. I think it just brings things to life. So I hope that they will learn something from it, but I hope also that they will find some of these women inspirational, but mostly they're adventure stories. So I really hope that kids will mostly just enjoy the adventures.
Kids love adventure stories, don't they?
Yeah, well, I did and do still.
Yes, that's right. So do I. That's what got me hooked into reading as a child. Most children love, especially in primary school age, they love adventure stories.
Yeah.
What other books have you written? Tell me about your award-winning shortlisting.
Yeah, well, I've written the Tommy Bell Bushranger Boy series. I've got a couple here. This one, the first one, was on the Children's Book Council notable list a few years ago. That's Shootout at the Rock. And then this one, The Runaway, was that's the 7th in the series. That was shortlisted for a speech pathology book prize last year. Then I also write non-fiction. I have these 5 books
Wow.
from the Australian Bushranger series. And this one here, Captain Thunderbolt, was shortlisted for Australian Book Industry Award a few years ago. And as I said before, I also write for adults. So I've got a couple of adults.
Oh, I didn't know about those. I will definitely have to look those ones up.
Yeah.
Good. Well done.
Thanks.
Congratulations. Now, where can readers find your teacher notes for the Carly Mill Pioneer series?
I have a website devoted to Carly Mills. It's called www.carlymillspioneergirl.com. So they can download teaching notes from there, or just from my author website, which is www.janesmithauthor.com. And also, I believe they're on the Big Sky Publishing website.
Oh, okay. That website there?
That would be right, yes.
Okay.
Yep, that's the one.
Excellent. Now, there's going to be so many kids that want to read your books. Where can they buy it?
They can buy them from, well, most bookshops. If they're not there, they could order them in. But they can also get them online from places like Booktopia and Amazon. I have links to those sites from my website as well. So if they have trouble finding them, they can go to my website and click on that will take them to the Booktopia link.
Okay, well done. Okay, Jane, thank you so much for your interview today. I really enjoyed it, and I know your readers and followers will enjoy it too. Could you please just stay there for a moment till I do the book giveaway?
Sure.
Okay.
Thanks, Karen.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jane. Okay, who wants to win a signed copy of Emergency, Carly Mills Pioneer Girl? It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Number 1, subscribe to Karen Tyrrell Author. That's me. Number 2, comment on why you want to win Emergency, and the winner will be announced next week so I can post it to you before Christmas. Meanwhile, you might like to join in with this, Jane. Meanwhile, please stay safe. Wash your hands, keep your social distance, and read, read, read. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.